All right, so I found this wood. I dug it out of some blackberry bushes outside my work. It's pretty jacked up, but it has a really cool patina, and I thought I'd make a good project at some point. So I'm gonna make a coffee table and like two small end tables out of it. Um, all right, let's do it. So whenever you're working with reclaimed wood or some old piece of junk that you found, make sure it's square before you start messing with it, because you'll run into trouble. So the first thing I did is I cut it down. It's roughly 12 inches wide, and I made sure it was square. Now I've used this wood once before. I've already made a coffee table out of it, and I used all wood. I used wood legs and wood framing. This time I thought it would be cool to use steel, so I'm going to make a steel frame and steel legs, and and just drop the wood inside of it like a pane of glass. All right. So I got all these welded. It's my framing. My two end tables. And my coffee table. Not everyone has the ability to weld steel and all that. So you can easily use the same principles with wood. Step one, sand. And when I say sand, I mean fucking sand. You can sand it by hand. You can use a palm sander, a belt sander, whatever you want. Okay, I suggest if you're using a reclaimed wood that you love the patina, you want to save the patina. That's the whole point, right? So you don't want to sand it down to like bare wood, because what was the point? You could have just went to Home Depot and bought some damn wood. So you want to sand gently. You want to get it flush. You want to get all the crap out of it, but you want to keep the vibe that you were trying to that you liked in the first place. So you don't want to go overboard, but you got to make it sustainable. So sanding. Here we go. What? Hurrah! I'm gonna do some bell sanding because it's so much fun. I hate sanding. I fucking hate sanding. All right, here we go. Ow! Yeah, I'm trying to take off as much as I can, but I don't want to like take off too damn much. So I'm just gonna do some on every corner. I'm gonna try to put it in. I'm gonna see how well it fits. I feel like I'm talking from really far away. Yeah. The nice thing for using a belt sander for something like this, it's just gonna do long uh, strokes, and it's gonna give you more of a straight sand. Where if you're using like a palm sander, it's gonna like do little spurts, and you might you know, dig a hole or something that you don't want there to be. So I would recommend for something like this using this. What the fuck do I know, right? I don't know. And when you're doing this, you don't have to push really hard. I mean, like let the tool. Awesome. Fuck. Let's break what I'm doing. All right. I'll make a good video, I guess. Let the tool do the work. That's what I was trying to say. Let the tool do the work for you. I did not fuck that up. Thank God. Do not fit. More sanding. So that's what it looks like right now. I really dig these bands. The rust, remnants of rust. I think it'll look pretty cool. That's the coffee table. Yeah. So I'm gonna do some more sanding. You know how much I love sanding. But hopefully these turn out pretty dope. I think they'll be pretty cool. I didn't know this, but I don't know if you can see. When you make a coffee table and end tables, coffee tables are higher, or coffee tables are lower, and the end tables are higher. All right, I am. All right, I'm super excited. So I sanded all my pieces, and the end tables were different wood. The same kind of wood, but just didn't have the same patina, and they were way lighter, and it was bugging me because I want them all to match. I want the coffee table and the end tables to match, and I was like, how am I gonna make this work? So what I did was I took a scrap piece first and I tested it, but I took some oil-based black satin paint and I just kind of wiped it over the lighter pieces to give it more black, and then I let it dry and I sanded it like I did the coffee table, and they came out perfect. I mean, they came out like it looks like one piece of wood. It's like I can't believe how much it looks exactly alike. So I am ecstatic. My sanding's done. I belt sanded the sides. I got them fitting in my steel nice and perfect. My steel frames, they just sit in nice. I cleaned all the grease and stuff off the steel because I'm gonna paint them black, and if you don't get the grease off, it's not gonna adhere very well. So I cleaned them. They're drying. Everything's great. Everything's coming together. I drilled some holes in the bottom of the steel so that when I put the wood in, I can attach it to the steel so that it doesn't fall out if it tips over or load it in your car or whatever. So I am stoked because everything's coming together. So I'm just waiting for some stuff to dry. I'm gonna paint these steel frames black. And when you're painting steel with spray paint, steel is a whole lot less absorbent than wood. So you got to do multiple light coats over the steel. It's not just it's going to run. It's going to run on you. So you want to do multiple light coats on the steel. You can spray a little heavier on wood if you were doing that, but steel you got to be a little more, that it's not going to soak into it. It's just kind of laying on top. So you want to do that. So hell yeah. So that's my end table, and it matches pretty fucking well with the end tables and the coffee table. I think they all look like one cohesive piece of wood, which they were hell of not. Let's see, here's my steel frames. Those are the holes I drilled so I can attach it, and they're nice and clean and they're drying so I can paint them. I am happy. I'm a happy boy. So I got these holes in my wood because they were like some kind of pallet or decking or something like that. So it's a table. I don't want someone to spill their beer and then it just runs and goes down the hole, or if you're trying to clean it, I don't want food particles to get down in there and then you're like, oh, I got food in my hole. So I'm going to use some wood filler and I'm going to gently fill each hole. But I have natural wood filler, which is like really light, and I don't want it to stand out like a sore thumb. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to gently fill each hole, and then I'm going to take a Q-tip with some darker stain, and I'm just going to stain each little hole so that they blend a little more. You're going to still see that there was a hole there, which is fine. I just don't want an actual hole. I don't want things spilling down inside of it. So that's kind of my next step. I'm going to let everything dry. I'm going to do the wood filler thing, let that dry, stain it, let that dry. And then I can start clear coating these bad boys. So I'm assuming the first thing that's going to be dry is my steel, so I can start painting that. So I'm going to paint that, fill the wood, let it dry, blah, 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 blah. And then pretty soon you're going to see my finished product. And I am more excited than you are because I'm the one who's been working on it all damn couple days. So I hope it turns out really cool. And I hope you can do something like this and have it turn out better than mine. I'd be excited. Anyway, hell yeah, projects are cool. All right, so it is cold in my shop. It is cold. It's cold out here. I got the heater going. I'm trying to spray these metal frames. Metal is extremely cold and does not lend itself to spray paint. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray out this frame, and I'll set up the tripod. I'll show you. Okay. Blah blah. Spray some steel, baby. Just paint it black. Do the underside first. You flip it. You do the top side, just in case you screw it up. It's the underside first. All right. I already cleaned it. Scrubbed it, got all the grease off and everything. I'm gonna go wipe it down, just because I'm OCD and I gotta do everything 8 million times. I don't understand why. What is that? I got a nice steel burr going on right here. So take it off really quick. I don't know why, it's like my biggest fear that like with steel that some little kid's gonna run his hand over it or something and like cut himself, feel horrible, So I don't know. I'm a little overboard with the steel. More so than like wood, where it's like, oh, get a splinter, cut it out, you little whiny turd. That's how I talk to kids. Little whiny shit. Just get a fucking knife, get the sliver out. That's what tweezers are for. What you're bitching. Alright. So, wiped it down. It's all wiped down. Yay, me. Alright. So I'm gonna, man, it's freaking cold out here, dude. Jesus. Which isn't good, because if you read the fucking can, it says not to spray over a certain temperature or whatever. Okay. Said it before, light coats. I always go around in a circle so I don't miss a spot. So I'll give it like 15, 20 minutes to kind of tack up a little bit. Coat it again. Rust-Oleum says on the can what to do. And it says if you wait over an hour, you have to wait 24 hours because it will start wrinkling. It's going to off gas. And I don't like waiting that long, so I'm going to make sure I hit my window and I get it sprayed. So I don't have to wait because I don't like waiting on stuff. And I also don't want to sit in this fucking shop and smell this damn crap because it's making me want to vomit. So I'm going to get up on out of here. This can is empty. Alright, I'm going to go. I'm going to coat it again. I'm going to flip it. I'm going to coat the other side. It's done. Sprayed black. On with the next step. Hooray. You ever watch that show Alone? It's kind of how I feel out here. Just talking to a camera to maybe people who are going to watch it and struggling and doing things. It's strange. It's a strange feeling. So I got my first coat. All my frames are painted. I did one coat on the bottom and sides just to kind of, secure the wood. I used a oil base clear coat, a varnish, seems to work pretty damn good. It's used for like outdoor furniture and boats and stuff like that, so should hold up pretty damn good. It's just what I had. I'm a hoarder. I just have a bunch of shit. Yeah, and I'm assuming while I'm talking, I'm gonna show you these things. So today I figured out what this wood actually is. It's a I told you I found it in the blackberry bushes by my work. It's decking for like a semi truck. It's oak. It's really strong wood. It's good wood. But yeah, that was its original purpose, and it must have had some damage, and they cut out a section, and just tossed it in the bushes. And I think that's one of the things like I love about reclaimed wood, and it's like salvaging something. I mean, this could have rotted away. It could have ended up in a landfill somewhere and poisoned our earth and just been trash. And I took it out of that and I turned it into something that's useful and beautiful. And I think that's why I love it. I don't think I'd want to do this any other way. I don't think I'd want to go and buy wood, new wood and make stuff. And I think me saving something or repurposing something or breathing new life into something it gives value. I think it helps the planet and makes me feel good about myself. So you should do it too. Feel good about you. So that's my piece right there. Okay. It's time to clear coat, baby. Yeah. It's time to coat this bad boy. Show the bad boy.
Bad boy.
Show it.
I did.
Okay. So we're gonna clear coat. You want it to be even, and you want to go with the grain. So here we go. It's wet right next to it. Just bring down the color. You want to have a Bob Ross? No, like, isn't that cool how it just like... You want to have a Bob Ross segment? I mean... No, I'm just saying how it brings out the color. It really makes it pop. It definitely does. Makes this weird tan look into more than orange. So it's like, it isn't paint, it's like... Yeah, it's a clear... And this part is going to be all sped up, so like audio isn't going to... Right? I think so. Hopefully, I don't know. Probably don't do it. You getting one down? Yeah. Oh, cool, you have like a trash on and everything? Mm-hmm. Cool. Dad. Look at this. So I got a nice even coat over everything, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna lay it off and make sure it's nice and even, and I'm gonna go with the grain. I'm just gonna kind of feather it out, try to get it nice and level, like that. And then I'm gonna take a rag, and I'm just gonna kind of lightly take off any drips or anything that kind of went on my side here, just to make sure that
Is this the one that fell on the floor?
yes. Okay. All right, so that's coat number 1. So it takes 24 hours. It's oil base. It takes longer to dry. So it will be more durable. Oil base is more durable, but it does take longer to dry. So I'm gonna let that sit for 24 hours, and then I'll do a light sand, coat it again, see if I'm happy with that, and if not, I'll do a third coat. So now it's time for it to dry. But doesn't it just bring out all the goodies? Get in on that.
Yeah. Really does like kind of bring out more of a gloss in it.
Yeah, it brings out all the grain and all the stuff in it. Okay. 3 coats later. It's even. It's dry. It's glossy. Look at that sheen. Bing. Extremely durable. Like I said, this was used for boats and stuff, so I mean, you can put this outside. It's not gonna, you know. I got it mounted on the frames. Frames turned out good. Nice and gloss black. And I went ahead and screwed it into the frame, so it's not going to go anywhere. And nice screws. It's all one nice piece. It's got a little bit of a lip here, but I don't know. You know, nothing's ever perfect. But I think it's cool. I think it turned out pretty good. And that's the finished project right there. So that's it. One more project done, and thank you for watching this. Or I hope you learned something. I hope it inspired you to make something else. And you know, if you have any suggestions or questions or anything like that, feel free to hit me up. You know, comment, whatever. And you know, if you want me to build something specific that you want to build, you know, let me know. And through trial and error, we'll figure it out together. So yeah, let's make some more stuff. All right, peace.